Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ali. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. In today's video, we are going to be using this paper pad to make 77 new baby cards. Now, 77 is a lot of cards. I didn't quite believe it when I counted them up after finishing this video. So I don't get bored, I'm also bringing in a few other supplies. So I've got a few stamp sets here, a couple that I've not used before, and one of my favourite clearly besotted stamp sets for some sentiments. I've got a few dies, again a couple that I've not used before. Actually, I think all of these I've not really used before. I just picked them out of my stash to give them some love. I've also got a few extra embellishment bits. So I've got some ribbon and twine that I'm going to use for decorating some tags. I've got some buttons that I've had in my stash for absolutely ages. I'm not a big button person, so I'm hoping I can use some of these up. And a couple of different AliExpress pearls and sequins that I haven't used for a while and matched nicely with the paper pad. I've got some enamel dots and this Nouveau glitter gluey stuff which I've never used before. I thought that would be fun to try out because there's a few glitter accents on this paper pad. Here is everything we're going to be using in this video, as well as, you know, glue and stuff like that. So I hope you're ready to get making some cards. One of the first things I'll do with the paper pad is cut all the cutter parts apart. There weren't that many in this paper pad actually, and I ended up having to get a bit creative later on, but you'll see that. So for this video, as you can tell, this video is super long. I'm not going to sit here and do a voiceover for over an hour, because I think I would probably lose my mind. I did recently do a voiceover for a 40-minute video which was a bit like this. If you want to go and check that out, I'll put the link to it up in the cards. It's kind of like this one but with a different paper pad, so if you enjoy this you'll probably enjoy that one as well. But I did find doing a 40-minute voiceover really taxing, and I ran out of stuff to talk about very fast. So this video is even longer because it's a bigger paper pad and there are more sheets and I made more cards, so it would make sense that it's longer. So I'm not going to try and do over an hour of voiceover, but I am going to talk to you for a little bit and then probably put some nice music on and come back and speak to you at the end, and we can discuss how we got on. I will answer a few questions that I think you guys are going to have. So how long did it take to film this video? To be honest, I don't know. I usually put all of the footage into my editing program and it tells me how long the footage is, but the editing program maxes out at 10 hours and there was over 10 hours of footage because it wouldn't all fit in the editing program. So I'm not 100% sure how long it took. Over 10 hours is the answer. I didn't do it all in one go, obviously. I did it over several days and weeks. So I just kept coming back to it and carrying on. Some of the techniques I use in this video, I did some stamp paper piecing this time. The last time I did a video like this, I did die cutting, and I thought just for a bit of change, why not do some stamp paper piecing? So you'll see me do that quite a bit in this video. I do these cute little babies. I do their baby grows in the pattern paper, and then I colour the babies' heads in and like puzzle them all together, which is quite fun. I also stamp some little baby grows and baby clothes and stamp those onto the pattern paper and cut those out, and they make really nice embellishments. So that was one of the ways I got round there not being that many embellishments in this paper pad, because a lot of the patterns are quite small. How did I have the patience to do this? I don't know. I kept coming back to it. The reason I've made so many baby cards is because I got in touch with my local hospital and asked them if they would like any baby cards for their maternity ward, so the staff can give the cards to the new mums and dads. I had quite a lot of like baby themed paper, and you know, my friends are not going to have like a bajillion babies, so I had to use it up some way. So I thought that would be a nice way for it to go to somebody that might appreciate it a little bit more than it just being stuck in my craft room and cluttering up my life. So I have got over 100 new baby cards now that I can donate to the hospital. So all I've got to do is make some envelopes, then I can send them off to the hospital. So I'm looking forward to doing that and sending them off to a good cause. Now, I think that is all the questions you guys might have. I'm not going to talk through every single card that I make in this video because I think most of them are self-explanatory. And if you want to have a closer look at any of the designs, I will put a link to my blog in the description box, and I'll try and put it here in the cards as well, to the coordinating blog post, and all of the images of all of the cards will be on that blog post, so you can go and save them or screenshot them or whatever you want. So if you want to copy any of the designs or be inspired by any of them, that's absolutely fine. I would love to see if you do remake any of the cards. Please tag me on Instagram. I am at MetaBabyCal on Instagram. I'm actually at MetaBabyCal like everywhere. So if you're on any social media and you search MetaBabyCal, you will find me. Pretty much. I don't use all of them, but so that's that. So the other thing I wanted to talk about in this video, I thought would be nice, is to kind of review some of the products that I've used in the video, so you can get my thoughts on them. So obviously the main one really is the paper pad that I've used. I've used the first edition Hey Baby paper pad in the 8x8 size. So the reason I have this, I'm kind of not going to go into it too much, but I used to work for the company that manufactures first edition. I don't work for them anymore, and I don't actually support the company anymore. I'm not going to get into why, because that is too much drama. I don't really want to share why. Just know that I don't support that brand anymore, so I wouldn't buy any of their products, even though their products are good. It's just I don't support the brand. So rather than just kind of getting rid of this paper pad, because if I got rid of everything from this brand in my craft room, it would be like a huge amount of waste. I thought I would just use up the whole thing, and then at least it's, you know, not gone to waste and not gone into the recycling. So it is a really good paper pad. I do really like first edition paper pads. Unfortunately, I just don't support the brand anymore, so I won't be buying any more of them. It's good quality. There are effects on it, so there's glitter, there's spot UV, a lot of them are double-sided. It was really good for this project. The only problem I had with it is that it didn't have that many focal images, so I had to bring in some other supplies to make this project kind of work. That's not really the end of the world, because I do have a lot of other supplies, and it was quite nice to bring in a bunch of different products and kind of use them all together and see how many different uses I could get out of them. Probably helped with how many cards I made as well, to have a bunch of different stuff, because I didn't get bored. But I did get a little bit bored, I'm not gonna lie. It kind of gets a little bit tedious when you make this many in a row, but I powered through and I did it, just like with the edit of this video, which by the way has taken me like the entirety of my Sunday, so I hope you guys appreciate it. So that's the paper pad. What else did I use? So all of the card bases in this video, I made 2 different sizes of card base. I made a slimline card base, and I also made these like mini A6 cards. They're a bit of a funny size. I talked about the size a little bit in the other video that I did, making loads of new baby cards, and I explained like why they were that size. So if you want to find out the exact size and why I make them that size, then you're probably just better off going and watching that video, to be honest, because I explained it all in great detail. So it was quite nice to do 2 different sizes of cards this time. I decided to do slimline because I could easily do the panel for the front using an 8x8 pad, because the panels ended up being 8 inches by 3 3/4 inches, so you can get 2 out of each sheet of cardstock, which is quite handy. For the smaller cards, you can also get 2, and then you have some strips left over which you can use to decorate the front. So I ended up with not too much wastage at the end, which you will see if you watch till the end of the video. The card bases I made myself from Lime Tree Crafts cardstock, and I did mention to you guys in one of my hauls that I would review the cardstock, and I have some thoughts to share. Okay, so I really like this cardstock. It's like really heavyweight, really smooth. I used it to stamp on with multiple different inks, and it worked really well. I used it for stamping all the babies and all the sentiments, and it held up really well. It's really strong cardstock. It's difficult to buckle. It holds its shape. And it was really affordable, so I would really recommend it if you're in the UK. I think if you're outside of the UK, the shipping from Lime Tree Crafts is a bit expensive. I think someone mentioned that in the comments to me on a previous video. But cardstock's heavy, that is going to be expensive, you know, so it's best with that kind of thing you buy in bulk anyway. And if you're in the US, I mean, I would just order it from the US. I think, because you don't want to ship really heavy cardstock, you know, from the UK to the US. I feel like that's just a bit wasteful, really. Just get it more locally. I'm sure there's plenty of places that make it in the US. If anybody has some good places they get cardstock from in the US and they would like to recommend them in the comments, please do, because I have a lot of people that watch my videos in the US. I'm sure they would be very grateful to have some recommendations. What are the other things I've used in this video? So my stamps, the 2 baby theme stamp sets are from AliExpress. The cute little baby in his baby grow is really adorable and I really like that one. It was featured in one of my previous AliExpress hauls. And then the little baby outfits one was really good as well. Those are both like silicone stamps or acrylic. They're not photopolymer, so the clearly besotted ones were photopolymer and they are much better quality and you get a really nice clean stamp with them. But I still managed to get a good impression with the AliExpress ones, so as long as you're aware of that, that's totally fine. Some of the dyes I did get a little bit bored with by the end. The hot air balloon was nice, but after I'd used that a few times I was like, eh. And then the 2 sentiments. Cherish was a really difficult word to use because I didn't really have any other words to go with it, so it was just kind of, it doesn't make sense on its own. But by the end of this video I was just like, ugh, whatever, I'll just use it on its own, it's fine. And then the hello world is quite nice as well, but it had all these like tiny little letters in, and to start with I was saving the letters and I was gonna paper piece them inside, but eventually I just got fed up of that and just used it on its own. Just put it up on foam tape to cause a little shadow underneath so you can read the words more easily. Some of the other things in this video, I had some buttons that I was using. I didn't use very many of those. I'm not a huge fan of buttons on cards, I've decided, so I probably need to declutter my buttons that I've got because it's not really something I'm going to use. And the enamel dots I loved. Enamel dots are great because they're really good to when you just like your card's not finished and you need something else. They're really fantastic for that, and they've already got adhesive on, so you just slap them on. These sets are really good because they come in multiple sizes. I like to use the 3 different sizes in almost like a triangle formation on the card. You'll probably notice me doing that on quite a few different cards in this video. The ones I've used here match really nicely with the colours in the paper pad, but I did that on purpose. That wasn't an accident. I picked them out from my stash because they matched, like with most of the extra supplies in this video. Oh, there was the little pearls and sequins, both those from AliExpress. Really like those. I really love to get pearls and sequins off AliExpress because they're really cheap. They quite often come in a set with more than one size, but even if they don't, like the little blue sequins I've used in this video, just one size, they still look good. Just used one size. They look really nice on these cards and I really like them. They've got a little bit of like iridescence to them. I think that's it really. That's most of the stuff that I've used in this video. There was a roll of ribbon, which is from Dovecraft, which I was trying to use up, and I did. By the end of the video I used the whole spool. It wasn't a whole roll, so just like the paper pad was almost a full paper pad. I think there were a couple of sheets missing, but I just counted it as the whole thing because, you know, I think I must have rescued it from like the charity box when I used to work for the company that makes first edition, because some of the stuff like they would throw away I would just rescue from the bin. Quite a lot. Not the actual bin, just like this is the stuff we're gonna donate to charity, but it was just all a complete mess. But I mean, technically these have been made into cards and then they're going to go to a charitable cause now, so you know I haven't taken anything away from charity. That sounds like I'm stealing from charity. It's like, that isn't, no, that's not what it meant. The charity box was just, this is stuff we're getting rid of, does anybody want it before we send it off to somewhere that will have it. So I did used to do that with some things, and that's why there's so much stuff in my craft room from those brands. So I would quite like to get through some of it and use it up. Just like a lot of things in my craft room. So this is one more paper pad that is not stuck in my stash anymore, and but I'm not going to tell you how many more I have. I haven't counted, but it's probably over 100. So although I think after doing this project I think I'm going to take a little break from making any more paper pad project videos, because this one has just kind of done me in. I really need a break. I think I'm going to go and do a lot of gardening and just chill out for a couple of weeks and make some slightly simpler videos. As you can imagine, this one being over an hour long, there was a lot more footage that I cut out. So I've sped the video up 7 times. I've cut out a lot of footage of just like me doing gluing or tape or whatever, things like that, or me deliberating over what to put where. But the video is still really, really, really long. So I do hope you enjoy it, and I hope you find some inspiration. Don't forget, all the images of the cards are going to be on my blog post, so that link will be in the description box. When you finish watching this video, I have a couple more like this on my channel, so if there's something you enjoy and you want to watch a couple more, I'll link the playlist of those in the description box. I think I've got 3 of these videos now. This is the 3rd one, so do go and check those out if you're interested. I am going to leave you to enjoy the rest of the card making, and I will come back and speak to you again at the end. I'm going to put some nice music on so you can just chill out and enjoy. Speak to you in a bit. am very pleased to tell you this is the very last card I made in this video. This is number 77. If you've stuck around this long, then thank you so much. I really hope you enjoyed the video so far. All we've got left to do is have a look and see how many bits and pieces are left over. I have a few sentiments left over, not very many. There's a few of these little stars and hearts that we die cut earlier. I've got quite a lot of buttons left, and there's still some twine and gems and sequins left for another project. I used up a whole roll of ribbon that I wanted to use up, and then this is what's left of the paper pad. I even did some die cutting from the cover. You can see there's not a ton left. I may have been able to get one more card out of it, but to be honest, I was just fed up. If I hadn't done any die cutting or stamped paper piecing, then I might have ended up with less scraps, but you know, that's what I wanted to do, so they made it a little bit more fun. Here's another look at all the cards that we made in this video, all 77 of them. If you want to check any of them out a little bit closer, or maybe save them for inspiration, I'm going to put a link in the description box to my blog post where I'm going to upload all of the images of these cards so you can see them all, so you didn't have to worry about screenshotting in this video. I really hope you enjoyed the video and you enjoyed making all these cards with me today. Let me know down in the comments if you want me to do more of these videos, or if there's a particular type of card you'd like me to do. I've got enough now to send all of my baby cards off to the hospital, so I think I might have a break from baby cards for a little while. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you back here on my channel again soon. Bye for now.